We've seen it all. We've had it all. New York, old friend. Nice knowing you. Nice going, you and me.
I love this town. In fact, I live, eat, and breathe New York City and everything it has to offer. I came here 45 years ago from a very small town in the Midwest, but I knew the minute I stepped foot on the island, this was the place for me.
New York, old friend, it hasn't been half bad at all. New York, old friend, we've seen it all, we've had it all. New York, old friend, nice knowing you, nice going, you and me. You may be a guy, doo-doo and wide, a higher than high financier, but making it pay in Fort Worth or Green Bay ain't making it here. The goal you pursue in Kalamazoo, in terms of a super career, just may get you somewhere, but the where would be there, and there sure as hell ain't here. Now they may name a park for you in Dayton and say you're some big shot, but here you'd have to spend a lifetime waiting for a plaque in the back of a small empty lot. You're having it all in St. Peter, St. Paul. Des Moines names you Man of the Year, but don't be impressed, that year's worth at best 10 minutes here. An actor, let's say, who scores in L.A. is lucky to carry a spear. Don't bother to boast, you are on the wrong coast. L.A. isn't here. In old Baltimore, your name on the door may be your joy and your pride, but doors in this town you gotta kick down just to get a foot inside. A guy may raid a big parade in Philly and think he's got it made, but he ain't really got it made until he makes a name where fame is the name of the game. So you found a home in Paris or Rome, but mister, it comes nowhere near to making it where the whole world knows you're there. And there ain't no place like here. New York, old friend.
I guess you could say I'm a New Yorker. In fact, I'm saying it. I'm a New Yorker. And I love the beauty of this city and the electricity. In fact, I always wondered how some people could live here for 30, 40 years and never find time to visit some of our beautiful, iconic places.
Take a spin through Central Park, eye the skyline after dark, ride the ferry for a lark, stop and smell the roses, window shop Fifth Avenue, pay a visit to the zoo. catch a Broadway show or two. Stop and smell the roses. Every day there's a bouquet of sights and sounds that come your way. Let them in until you found that bed of roses all around. There's one for you. Enjoy the view. So, find a little known cafe. Hear the Philharmonic play. Help a stranger find his way. Stop and smell the roses. So many rush from place to place. They're here and gone without a trace. If you only look around, there are so many treasures to be found. It's so alive, the city's thriving. The Brooklyn Bridge is worth the climb. Mornings at the Guggenheim. Lincoln Center, anytime. Stop and smell the roses. You'll do well to stop and smell the roses. The roses. The roses.
When I arrived here originally, I lived in the suburbs and commuted daily to Manhattan. You might say Grand Central Station became my home, away from home.
Another long hard day in the city, and it's only 5:15. A day of endless, friendless conferences with meetings in between. And now a sea of weary people I'm determined to get through. Just dying to get home to you. First the box is blocked on Madison, I can't even cross the street. And a parade of grumpy vendors thump their carts against my feet. The cabs are full, the sidewalks crammed, the bus is about to burst. And the IRT at rush hour, that's the worst. But Grand Central Station looms dead ahead for a guy who is doomed to roam. Grand Central Station's an answered prayer, and I'm almost there. And when I'm there, honey, I'm halfway home. If the heartbeat of the city could be crystallized in stone, if a place of constant motion had a stillness all its own, if this secular cathedral can inspire a guy like me, what a place it's gotta be. Grand Central Station's New York to me, like St. Peter's is only Rome. Jam-packed with people, yet light as air. It's a palace where, when I get there, I know I'm halfway home. Now I'm with its ceiling full of stars. Past the gourmet shops and the chic boutiques and that best of oyster bars. It's the gateway to the world out there, as millions always knew. But right now, the whole world boils down to you. Only you, Grand Central Station, will send me there in a chariot of steel and chrome. One of the thousands who twice each day find their grateful way. And tomorrow once more I will ride that long track to the city I love, and then later right back. And I figure they might as well put up a plaque. Grand Central Station, relax, you're halfway home.
It wasn't long after I arrived here that I met Nicole. And by the way we met was a real New York moment.
Excuse me, are you a dancer? I made a bet with myself. You're in ballet. Do I win it? Are you a dancer? You couldn't be anything else. No way. It's how you hold your head. I took one look and I said, there goes the thoroughbred. And that's no line. And as long as we're sharing this moment, your place or mine, you're laughing just like a dancer. That's how a dancer would laugh. So am I right? You don't have to tell me. I know the answer. Just say you're free for dinner and dancing tonight. Well, are you free for lunch? And if not lunch, then brunch. I kinda had a hunch you wouldn't be. Well, I mean with that smile you are wearing, naturally. You're busy, so do me a favor. I know it's crazy to ask, but anyhow, if you hear that music, that beautiful music, then let me dance with you in my arms, here and now.
I won't dance, how could I? I won't dance, why should I? I won't dance, merci beaucoup. I know that music leads the way to romance, so I won't hold you in my arms, no, I won't dance.
Have you got a pen or a pencil? I wanna give you a call some other day. Well, lend me your lipstick. I'll write it in lipstick. In fact, I'll memorize your number. Just don't run away. It could happen. It could happen right now.
Like so many young women in New York, Nicole was an aspiring actress, singer, dancer. I mean, she could do it all. Both of us were workaholics. For me, it was about, getting the next deal. For Nicole, it was about getting the next part. We shared an apartment together in the suburbs, commuted daily, and just loved being New Yorkers. Her career was moving ahead quickly. In fact, she had just been invited to sing at an event celebrating the anniversary of the restoration of the Statue of Liberty.
They left me standing in the freezing cold, 'cold, 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 The torch I carry, I was left to hold by the guy who put it there. 100 years exposure to the weather. I was a mess until they passed the hat to put me back together. Ready for my close-up, Mr. DeMille. This lady's looking good, but then I knew I would. About a half a ton of crazy glue, a little nip and tuck, and lots of luck. This lady's looking good as new. They started with my crown and worked their way on down. They even went and washed and pressed my sheet. A six-pack of erase, and my mirror loves my face. This town of mine is back at my feet. Again, a perfect 10 will give or take a passing seagull or an eagle now and then. This lady's standing proud, so hit me with a spot. I'll give you all I've got, that's what it's for. I ought to thank the world for what you see, 'cause without all your help, it would never be. And now it's time to show off me and be adored. Hello, New York, this lady's looking good once more. This lady's what you'd call some kind of rubber ball. I mean, I keep on bouncing back for more. You know that little porch that runs around my torch? Well, now it's got a fireproof floor. The book I carry round was sent out and rebound. They even had my sandals healed and sold. A lot of bright red tape, they put me back in shape. This lady's worth her weight in gold. Again, like way back when. And if you didn't know my age, I'd fool ya. Hallelujah and amen, amen. If you don't look too close, I haven't changed a hair. It's more or less right where it was before. So anytime that you're at liberty and wanna take some liberties with me, I've always had a standing policy, open door. I'm standing tall like I should. This lady's looking good, so good, once more, once more.
Well, we finally found a place in Manhattan. But as you might expect, the two of us being young workaholics also had our share of problems. That's normal when you're starting out.
Life keeps tying strings to all the things that make it worthwhile. Strings to happiness, to every yes, to every last smile.
Strings to every
every today.
Every choice we make, every turn we take, this way, that way. Life's a puppet show, round and round we go, as long as we live. Life keeps tying strings to all the things we wish it would give.
That happier ending that gives us our wings
And lets us fly, why must it tie strings to all we're dreaming of? Big dreams, small dreams, dreams of love, of love. Life keeps tying strings to all the things life's worth living for, to all the things tomorrow brings, all that life has in store. It's so mystifying, life keeps right on tying strings to everything. You will find a string to all life can bring. Strings, 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 strings.
There came a time when I was so preoccupied with work that I decided to break up. That was a very difficult moment, and frankly, I didn't handle it very well.
I could hear between the words he couldn't say, silent words that only those in love can hear. But I knew the time had come to face the day. What he didn't say was all too clear. They were playing our song when he said goodbye. They were playing our song. I asked him why. They were playing our song. He reached for my hand like he did the first time, as if it were planned. Tried to understand, what's the use of a love song when love has gone? Still the band played our song, played it on and on. It was as plain as it could be. No one had heard our song but me. His eyes were all I had to see, to understand. They were playing our song as he turned to go. How I kept from crying, I'll never know. Sometimes I hear our love song, and I remember when, though that song is through now, I can promise you now, there will be a love song for me again. I can promise you now, though that song is through now, there will be a love song for me again.
We were apart for what felt like an eternity, each of us doing our own thing and even seeing other people. Then one night, we ran into each other at a party on the Upper East Side. But the reception I got, well, it was less than the reception I wanted. When you're burning the candle at both ends, there can and will be consequences. I guess eventually you need a reboot. But by then, I knew how much I missed Nicole. She was clearly not interested. Then, one very New York rainy day, I was fighting the crowd, all of us trying to get a cab, and there was Nicole, no umbrella, soaking wet. Her reaction to seeing me again was wet and lukewarm, but she agreed to share the cab.
You can never get a cab in New York in the rain. You can never get a cab in New York in the rain. You can never get a cab in New York in the rain. No, you can never get a cab. You can never get a cab in New York in the rain. You can never get a cab in New York in the rain. You can never get a cab in New York in the rain. No, you can never get a cab. No, you cannot get a cab. No, you cannot get a cab. No, you cannot get a cab. No, you can never get a cab. No, you cannot get a cab. No, you cannot get a cab. No, you can never get a cab. You can never get a cab in New York. You can never get a cab in New York in the rain. You can never get a cab in New York in the rain. You can never get a cab in New York in the rain. You never get a cab. You can never get a cab. Forget you'll never get a cab. Forget you'll never get a cab. You'll never get a cab. Not when it's raining.
Just one drop, the bastard goes off duty. He won't stop, he's positively snooty.
Hey,
No,
but
you
the
can
more
never
you
get a cab. He just won't stop.
hey, they'll ignore you. Not if it's raining. The bastard will not stop. They hate your lousy guts.
Soon it's gonna rain.
I can feel it singing in the rain, just singing in the rain.
Soon it's gonna rain.
I can tell. Soon it's gonna rain. What are we gonna do?
For the next couple of months, I tried to call and text Nicole, and I got no response. Then, out of the blue, on Christmas Eve, she texted me back. It said, carriage ride, you and me, Central Park, 7 p.m. And she signed it with one of those heart emoji things, you know.
Christmas in the city can be maddening. Desperate shoppers dashing through the snow. The crowding and the chaos can be saddening. And when you had enough, you need to go where a quiet place is, if you know the trick of it. A sweet oasis buried in the thick of it. An island in the middle of the island where New Yorkers can escape the traffic spray. Just a few short blocks away. If you really want to see, come with me. Come with me. Over ponds of glass, through the crunch of cold grass, where 100 sleds have left their mark. Past the frozen shell of the carousel. It's Christmas Eve in Central Park. See the pigeons flock around the delicate clock as they lock the children through at dark. Even statues here seem to wish good cheer on Christmas Eve in Central Park. In its newfound coat of snowfall, the mall feels serene while the lights dance in the treetops of Tavern on the Green. Woolman rink abound with the boisterous sound. It would make a Harold Angel hark. And it all feels new when I'm here with you on Christmas Eve in Central Park. Feel the horse-drawn carriage swaying as we round the bend, and we reach Sheep Meadow praying our ride will never end. The city glow from the terrace below by Bethesda Mountains graceful arc. When the snow falls down, how I love this town. It's just another reason to celebrate the season. Christmas Eve in Central Park.
I remember during that ride how much I wanted to get down on one knee and say, marry me. But I was still afraid. 7 days later, we're in Times Square with 1 million of our favorite friends.
You gotta love it. All those crazy people packed like sardines. I mean, you gotta love it. All the camera crews and the news and the video screens. Times Square on New Year's Eve. It boggles the mind. I still can't believe it. Here the tired old year ends. Just us and 1 million of our closest friends. Starting over, that's the reason we're all here, wildly ringing in the year with a roar. Starting over, a new beginnings wipe the slate in the reverie, resolutions freely pour. Where else can we get cozy? Noses rosy, posing with 1,000 strangers. When it's over, we'll go toddling off to bed. And my dear, it's clearly true that the New Year's only new when my Auld Lang Syne begins and ends with you. dances with the masses. Hey, New York, let's not be strangers. Now it's over, and we'll go toddling off to bed. And when all the fuss is through, what will make this old year new is an old lang syne that starts and ends with you. An old lang syne that starts and ends with you.
That was when both of us knew for sure that we loved each other and that we wanted to share the rest of our lives together in New York City.
We've seen it all. We've had it all. New York, old friend. Nice knowing you. Nice going, you and me. I won't pretend we didn't always get along, but in the end, you were my city, right or wrong, New York, old friend. Without you there, I don't know where I'd be. Help me get started, 'cause that's your style. Someone calls you hard-hearted, they better smile. I have to say, the first time I laid eyes on you and old Broadway, right then and there I knew we two would be okay. And it felt good to know I could depend on you, New York, old friend. You help me get started, because that is your style. And if somebody calls you hard-hearted, they better smile. They better smile on all those flights that always bring me back to you. I'd see your lights and I start looking forward to the days and the nights that I can't wait to make a date to spend.